a little switch. There we go. Hey guys, this is Zach.
With Derek.
And Allie.
You usually
Nerd-
say
yeah,
with the
I
nerd.
I know. Well, Nerd Cave Gaming, we just witnessed the shortest E3 conference.
Exactly.
Second, I was about to say the shortest one. The second one being Bethesda.
Yes. So
We're finally done, guys.
Done.
yeah, we are.
We're free.
So it was a good 25 minutes at least.
Yeah, no,
at least it was something. Like Bethesda, there was some sprinkling, but Bethesda did. The start of it was most stuff I did not care about until the end, and whereas Nintendo gave a nice inkling of all the different things coming out. That wasn't even on purpose.
Which I was
either.
surprised they didn't show any Splatoon.
They showed.
They showed it in the montage at the beginning, and
Yeah,
they had the
they showed
invitational, but
Yeah.
it's pretty much what I figured. They've shown enough of ARMS and Splatoon, even though ARMS is in 3 days and Splatoon is next month. They've shown enough to where it's like, you're going to get it, or you're not. So
Yeah, my guess is just like, you know what you're gonna get. It's Splatoon.
yeah.
People already know what happened in the first one. So.
But they did open with a montage of they did their opening credits roll of like ARMS, people playing ARMS, Rocket League, which got subtly confirmed and then re-shown later in the conference. Pokken Tournament, FIFA, and Splatoon 2, and then like Pokken also got shown a little later on in the conference.
Yeah.
But started off with something I didn't think was going to get, because they usually make it a massive game. I didn't think it would be this year, but Xenoblade 2 opened up. Didn't really look like Xenoblade until like later on in the
They
trailer.
started showing actual gameplay.
Yeah, and it looks like you brought it up, and it looks like, I think it is true, that there's a woman that's going to be the blade this time that morphs into the weapon.
Because he was like, "Oh, he's like, you're a blade, or you're the blade," and she was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I don't.
And then he like reached for the jewel, and then you just see
And she was like,
an obviously
no.
and a not obvious same color sword, with the girl's color.
Yeah, it was like he was like, as he was reaching for her, he was all like, another hand was reaching for a sword. It was interesting, but yeah, it reminded me a lot of like Fi or Gear to him.
And it could have been just the resolution we saw it on, but it didn't look as polished as, say, Xenoblade Chronicles
Yeah.
X, which was on the Wii U. If you can get a Wii U game to look better than a Switch game, that says something.
I think it might have just been the resolution.
It probably was, and that also says to me that maybe they're trying to rush it out earlier than it needs to be, because they did say holiday 2017,
that's possible.
and
And
I
then-
was surprised because I didn't think it would be this year. Like, maybe that's probably at least a December game, because X was December.
Yeah, I hope they're not pushing this early to just get it out. I
Yeah.
hope that, because the developer's going to be in crunch time, and crunch time is the most unhealthy part of the development cycle, because people are literally just sleeping in their offices, waking up and doing more work. So I hope that they're not pushing it out just to get it out before the fiscal year.
We saw a
or
rush
whatever.
product with Battlefront 1.
Battlefront 1,
Yeah.
yeah, we definitely did, and we saw that with, what was that game that came out recently? I can't remember,
Oh.
so it don't really matter.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh,
Mass Effect?
Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, where is he going with this? But then they showed off, and I should have went with this prediction that they weren't going to show off any 3DS games at the Spotlight, and they didn't. Kirby, I thought it was going to be one of the 3DS titles they announced, but it's 2 games just had one-word names, which means there's probably like a developing name, like Share. It's just called Kirby. It's going to be coming out next year. They're introducing 4-player co-op for this, it looks like, but definitely a bunch of like power-ups are going to be involved. Like Kirby's going to have his little vacuum mouth going on, and
It looked cute. Looked fun.
yeah, I mean, it's a Kirby game.
Yeah.
And it's surprising because the running joke, I guess they heard the running joke of it, oh, Kirby only comes out when a console's fixing to end, so they're like, giving you a Kirby game next year. So that means the Switch is only going to be out for 2 years?
No, I don't think that. It actually looked pretty good.
Yeah.
With it being 4-player and everything, and I was intrigued with it. So
I'm curious to know if it's going to be like, you can have, this is my assumption, is that you can have, like you have like 2 Switches and each person gets 1 Joy-Con for it.
Yeah.
yeah.
That'd be my assumption.
So just like if you play Mario.
Still looks a little on the lazy side to me. It looks better. It looks like a better Kirby game than what we've gotten in the last couple of years, but still looks a tad lazy to me. But I digress.
This looks like a Kirby game, like a fun
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Then they kind of talked about Pokken Tournament. It's out September 22nd, so they're, again, like Splatoon and ARMS, they didn't really need to talk about it much. There's like, here it is. But then they teased that within over a year or within the next year, a core RPG Pokemon game will be coming on Switch. Which, holy cow,
would be freaking amazing.
stars in the sky.
Maybe it'll be stars. Maybe
But the fact that a core RPG that we've only seen on handheld for so many years is coming to an actual console is
That's still
yeah.
I think because a lot of people have been saying they want the open world Pokemon game very similar to Breath of the Wild. I think that's what it's going to be.
Got a comment from Tyrone. I'm actually pretty impressed. This is back to Fire Emblem. I'm a huge Fire Emblem fan, and I've played Dynasty Warriors, Gundam Berserk, One Piece, etc. So this iteration should be pretty dope. Xenoblade looks beautiful. And then I'll continue when we get to that next part.
Then they just dropped it in the middle of their conference. My sweet Jesus moment.
Woo.
My second one, technically, because I got my other sweet Jesus for the Ubisoft, right? But no one wants to count this.
No.
And
It wasn't on camera.
I should have posted it on the Facebook page. That way it's in real life. And didn't.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
I know. E2 Ellie, you were on my side for most of it.
No. I'm saying about posting it on Facebook. No, I agree that your predictions for Ubisoft should count.
This is a full circle. I was a traitor last year, so now I'm getting betrayed left and right over here. But they dropped Metroid Prime 4. Now, it's like Beyond Good and Evil 2. They just said in development, so this is probably at least 2 years away. But they did confirm a revival for Metroid.
Called
Metroid
it.
Prime 4.
Just a logo.
Yeah.
Super called
Tyrone
it.
says new Metroid Prime! Exclamation mark! Question mark! Exclamation mark! So like Metroid Prime!
What?
Yeah.
No, called it. Super excited, and again, even though it's not coming out for a while, it's a good time to push it.
Yeah. So it's a good time.
Yes.
New console has been dormant for a while. Like the only recent one, we got the Metroid Prime Trilogy remake on Wii back in the day. Still super expensive for what I've been told, at least like $40, $50, in some outlets.
Hey,
but
no.
Look at it.
Jedi Academy 2 is still freaking expensive.
how much is that?
It's running about $30, $40.
Oh.
It was a freaking Xbox One game, like an
Original Xbox, yeah.
I remember going into GameStop when they still carried original Xbox games, and I wanted it. And it was like $30, $40. I'm not buying a $30, $40 game that's been out at that point, like 4 years.
When we got the original Xenoblade Chronicles on Wii, just a tangent, it came out, we retailed it for $90. What? The trilogy?
At least for someone on eBay selling it for $95.
We sold it for $80 when we first got them back into GameStop, and then the Xenoblade Chronicles when we got back was $90.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus.
I'm seeing 80. Actually, no, that's a book. I lied.
But moving on,
Anyway.
that was dropped. I got my 2 points. I'm happy. I got a sweet Jesus moment officially, even though I got 2. But
No, you only got one.
anyway, then they just did another game that's just titled like Share, one word. They showed off a new Yoshi game coming, and if I didn't say it, Kirby's also coming 2018, but new Yoshi game coming next year. Looks like it's 2-player at least. Woolly World did that for the Wii U version. Don't remember if the 3DS, they put it on 3DS as well. It was Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World. Don't know if that was 2, probably not, but 2-player. It kind of almost looked the same as Kirby, just repainted as a Yoshi thing to an extent, like the way the world looked.
It didn't really to me. It looked, it looked like the Woolly World. Like it looked pretty good to me.
Yeah.
I'm excited to play it.
I mean, I'm not saying it looked bad. I'm just saying like it kind of looked like the way. I guess it was like the 3D aesthetic of them walking along in the world rather than being in the 2D side scroller I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, it's just kind of what Nintendo's doing at the moment with those franchises.
Yeah.
So I liked it. It looked good.
Then they go ahead.
Jason Mills says you can download the Prime trilogy on Wii U for pretty cheap.
I didn't know that. That's good to know.
So if you're wanting to play Prime, that's where to check it out. If you got a Wii U.
One of the
maybe-
9 million.
Maybe one day they'll put the freaking virtual console on the Switch, and then we can play it on there.
Rosie?
Then they showed off Fire Emblem Warriors. It was a cinematic trailer. Didn't show, but they just gave. The story looks really cool though, because it's involving 2 protagonists. Because the Echoes Shadow of Valencia game that they put on 3DS last month kind of revolved around 2 protagonists, and then they did 2 games with Birthright and Conquest last year. So they're kind of sticking with the 2 theme, but it'll be out this fall.
What if they did like 4 protagonists? They have 4 games. They're all $30 a piece.
It'd be weird, but it'd be something that I wouldn't be surprised with Nintendo.
Yeah.
I
And
wouldn't either.
I absolutely, and I know it's those people who really love Fire Emblem would absolutely 100% buy all four
Oh,
of
yeah.
them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Then, what I figured they'd also show Zelda DLC. They showed off both packs, gave them official names. Then we got the Master Trials pack.
Yep.
It's going to have. They showed off Trials of the Sword, which is pretty much you start from scratch and just
Yeah.
work
have
with
to,
what
like,
you got.
You have to live and you have to,
Mm-hmm.
thrive within a certain area.
Thrive and survive.
I went to bed.
It looked cool. It looked challenging.
Yeah.
All get out.
Especially
which-
with the giant skull bone giant.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's already a trial. I think it's like Trial of the Island. I can't remember what it's called
Mm-hmm.
now, but there's already like a Survivor Island
Mm-hmm.
trial in the game, but it's like that on steroids. So
Oh.
I'm excited to play it.
Then they showed off the Heroes Path mode, which I didn't get a chance to see. What was that? Anything different, or was that just like you're supposed to go from point A to point B and face all these difficulties, or
I think so. Like they didn't
Yeah.
really make it extremely clear.
Yeah,
on that.
no, they just showed a line on the map, and I'm assuming like you have to follow this path.
Mm-hmm.
Don't deviate. Just do that.
Yeah.
right? Of course, new armor,
Yeah.
and the
All-
new weapons.
Yeah, I loved all the new armor
Yeah.
they showed.
It looks cool.
Yeah, the Majora's Mask. You had the what are those called?
No.
No, it was the
Like
suit
the
of
armor.
armor.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Can't remember what they're called now.
Master mode, which is the new difficulty for the game.
Mm-hmm.
So, out June 30th, which is the same day as Crash Trilogy remake now. So it'll be interesting. At least it's on.
I don't think it'll hurt anything.
No, I mean, no, it won't. It just is like it'll be really divisive. It'll be like, all right, half the people you'll see Facebook posts, half of them like, I'm playing the new Master Trials pack. I'm playing Crash. It's like a whole. It's like Cloud9 moment. It's like nostalgia and new stuff.
Yeah.
But
You good with that?
then they showed off the Champions pack. They talked about all the champions from all the 4 Divine Beasts, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And they showed off there's going to be a story. It's going to be the story DLC involving them. I wouldn't be surprised. It'd be cool to see them go back to like how they got or how the Divine Beast came about, or like how each of them got to be in that region with the Divine Beast, like more backstory,
How
I
they
guess.
became, like the champion.
Yeah, how
Yeah.
they became the champions for the Divine Beast.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah. I'm hoping for story. That's what I want from this.
Well,
Yes.
that's supposed to be the story pack, so I'm
Yeah.
assuming it'll be that's holiday. Didn't put a date. A lot of these didn't get put dates. Either got years or just
Holiday.
yeah, or like just like fall holiday, whatever. So then they talked about for a minute like all these invitationals that are going to be going on. They did one for they're doing one for Splatoon 2, Pokken Tournament, and ARMS.
Yep.
So they're doing. There's one going on each of the next couple days. So
Yeah. So I think it's cool that they're
Reaching
interacting
out.
with the people that are there at the actual
Mm-hmm.
conference, because this is the first year that E3 has been opened up
Public,
to the
yeah.
public
Yeah.
in quite some time. So
Yeah.
it's cool to see that happening.
it's almost like that's their low-key esports moment without them officially going into
Yeah.
esports, or those
Yeah.
awkward shout commentators.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
I think you should be a shout commentator. I don't think that you would get hired just
No.
doing that.
It's like, throw his application away. He's on drugs. Then they showed off another teaser for Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, and they showed the little brief snippet showed like a new enemy type, like a little armored enemy. Like he did like a widespread shotgun blast, and then after he was like, "All right, shield up. You're not gonna take me out," type of thing. Just we figured a reminder. August 29th is when that's out. Then they showed off. They came back to Rocket League, the only third-party game shown off. They didn't even give a release date for Skyrim, which is weird, but
Yeah.
Rocket League shown is going to have exclusive Nintendo customization items like the Mario and Luigi caps for your car.
Yep.
It's going to have all the same modes that they've had and online features that's already on all the other consoles.
Plus, they have it where you can connect
Yeah,
your devices, and I wanted to say that it might have even been wireless free. Like you can, your
I can't
devices
remember.
are going to communicate. So
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Pretty cool.
some kind of wireless LAN connection.
yeah, I love it. I'm like Rocket League belongs on the Switch.
Me too.
Like, that
It
is
just
gonna
makes
be-
sense.
Yeah, and I'm glad that Jeremy Dunham is bringing it over.
Yep, and that's actually holiday, so that'll be cool for Switch owners to get soon. Then they ended with Mario Odyssey. You know, they showed a lot of cool moments, very 3D-esque Mario. The big takeaway was the hat possession. You pretty much
Yeah.
slow his cap and you take control of like all these annoying items like bullet bills, the little fish from the water levels, like all these annoying parts you can just throw your hat on. But they did show that at certain points, like with the chomp chain, like you possessed one and the other one hits you and it
And then you
knocked
get
you
knocked
off.
out,
So
yeah.
it's glad to know that they're not making it OP, like you just
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
solve all problems with throwing
Well,
it.
you saw when he took over the bullet bill, the other one was chasing him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
that's
he
right.
was like, no.
Yeah, so like it's not going to be overpowered or anything, and I don't know if the Tyrannosaurus Rex will be part of the
I
game.
really hope
Yeah,
so.
they teased at the beginning and then at the end, so it's like, and well, then they also showed that real human in before the
Yeah,
end of it too,
speaking of
and you can possess him too.
Yeah.
I really hope you can possess the Tyrannosaurus Rex. I want to like run around just like, I'm
And-
Mario.
Like, it's cool because it offers so many different like gameplay mechanics
Mm-hmm.
because you've got the bullet bills, then you had like a tank that you could possess
Yeah.
Yeah, you
and
had a
like
tank.
shooting and all of this.
It almost seems like a new world area will be like a modern world.
Yeah.
That's what. So it's kind of like they're revamping a lot of the worlds, and then they're adding in a new aesthetic to it as well.
Yeah, and then Peach in her like wedding dress.
Yeah, and Bowser in like a white tux.
Yeah, but then like at the very end, you saw Mario was also wearing a white tux.
Yeah.
Like it was like same outfit. I'm like, but what?
Yeah. So is Peach finally going to marry one of them?
Be interesting. That'd be a big story turn for a lot of people.
Yeah. Then he
What-
would be the king.
What would
King Mario.
what do you think would happen if she married Bowser instead?
What? That's the opening cinematic. Bowser's forcing her to marry him, and Mario comes like,
Well, no-
"It's not you."
No, well, no. What about this? It's like everyone thinks that it's like Bowser keeps kidnapping Peach, but really she's actually running away with him because she just wants to get away from Mario. But she doesn't want. She
I've
doesn't want
heard
that
that
bad PR.
I've heard that big fan theory for a while, but very cool looking. Definitely definitely a new twist to Mario. And it's out sooner than I thought. I thought they wanted to be their big right before Thanksgiving push, October 27th, which makes it the third game on that day with Wolfenstein 2 and Assassin's Creed Origins.
Yep.
October's already a busy month, but that day in particular is going to be a busy
Yeah.
day.
Tyrone goes on to say, I've kind of outgrown Mario and Kirby, but both games look really solid, and I appreciate the new mechanics. Only sad news. Where you at, Smash?
See, they kind of dropped what, at least two 2018 games? At least said that these games are coming in 2018.
Yeah.
Their focus was on 2017, and I figured if they didn't announce it, it was going to come out in spring. It'll be a direct later, but it was kind of disappointing to see, Pokken Tournament got at least a smidge of hope. Smash should have been like the next, and the next port we're bringing over. But
Well, we had two ports primarily with Kirby and Yoshi, so I think they were just kind of like,
well, they're not really ports because they're new games though. It's a new Yoshi game, new Kirby game. Like I'm talking about like Wii U port, like the Donkey Kong Tropical
okay.
Freeze port. Yeah.
yeah. So there you have it, guys.
Yep.
What did you think? Let us know in the comments below. It's been a pretty interesting E3.
Yeah. I kind of agree with some people's outlooks on it. It's not been great, not been terrible. It's just been solid. Like,
Yeah.
But then again, to be fair, I guess you could say as fans we've been spoiled by so many great E3s in the past that you knew
Yeah.
we were due for one that was not mediocre, but just like
Just-
it was good.
It was solid.
Yeah.
We got what we wanted. We didn't really get a lot of surprises.
Nope. We got a few.
Yeah, we got a few and they were
But-
good, but
Not. There's a lot of stuff we already knew.
Yeah, a lot of stuff we
and
already
a lot more leaks this year. I feel.
knew. Yeah.
Yeah, especially like leading
up.
up to the conferences, like
Yeah, it was-
especially Bethesda. Bethesda usually doesn't let a lot of their stuff leak, and then
Yeah.
it was just like, boom,
Literally-
Wolfenstein, boom,
Yeah,
Evil
it was like
Within.
literally everything they were going to talk about. Just like, oh, by the way, here it is.
Yeah.
And then the conference started.
So,
Is it that time?
what to pick?
Yeah. Or where are we going with next?
Yeah, let's pick who won E3.
Well, before we pick our overall winner, let's just separate. Let's talk about.
Well, we got to do game of the show and all of that.
Yeah. But no, I'm just saying like third party, first party type of deal.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
separate that.
Yeah.
We're not picking the top one. Who impressed you most as far as the three third party conferences?
I didn't watch Ubisoft's conference,
Mm-hmm.
so I can't necessarily.
Yeah.
None of them impressed me.
Really?
Like Bethesda was underwhelming.
Yeah.
EA's was.
EA's was the best though, right? The best at being the worst.
Oh, you know,
Like,
that's fair.
The only the thing that makes me happy about EA's is the huge amount of time they spent with Battlefront 2
Me too.
and showing that
That they want to push it, and then they want people to be like, "We're sorry, Battlefront 1 wasn't what you wanted it to be.
Yeah, and I enjoyed that. I'm glad that they did that. With Bethesda, though, it felt very short. It was just
And you were
boom,
expecting
done.
that one big moment, and it was just like, oh, they ended with Evil Within 2, Wolfenstein 2, which if you were one of the 5 people that didn't look at the leaks, you kind of expected them to be announced anyway.
Yeah, and the gameplay for Wolfenstein looked great and everything. It's just it was a very short and weird feeling. Compared to how they've done it in the past.
Right.
There was no Todd Howard.
No Todd Howard.
There's no Todd.
All Pete Hines.
Yeah, all Pete Hines, which I have nothing against Pete Hines.
Which,
just no Todd Howard.
Random fact, I read an article before this saying that Pete Hines was asked about Elder Scrolls 6, and he said, we haven't started developing it yet. We've got new IPs that we're putting in the fire first, and then we'll get to, once we get at least one of those out, then we'll start talking. So they haven't even started working on Elder Scrolls 6 yet. So it's going to be way down the line.
Because they're focusing all their attention on Skyrim.
Yeah.
Yeah. With Ubisoft, though, like, I wish, I know that they had like a 25-minute or 20-minute demo of
But it was
Assassin's
afterwards.
Creed.
It wasn't during the conference, which really ticked me off.
Like, why didn't they put that in the conference? They had this weird singing person in the middle of it.
Yeah.
I'm focused on the negatives because that's all I saw.
Yeah.
So y'all talk about Ubisoft since I didn't get to watch all of it.
Well, do you want to just get,
Is there was it anything good from it?
I liked it a lot. I
did too.
liked Far Cry. Definitely liked the new look Assassin's Creed has got. Mario and Rabbids actually looked cool and actually looked like a good concept, not just some thrown together mashup that they wanted to do to support Nintendo. Starlink was good up until they saw the Toys to Life crap, and I was like, oh, jeez, just let it die. Please let it die.
Where's the life source, that man?
Beyond Good and Evil 2 was good. Only negative from that is, the prequel, it being a
Never
prequel.
gonna come out, and you're literally making the community build your game for
Yeah. I'm assuming basically they're going to announce these features or what they're thinking on this, and they're going to listen to the feedback. That's what I'm getting from it.
Yeah.
But the fact that was the only game in their conference that didn't get some kind of release date or release window means that this game is nowhere ready for at least 3 years. So it was a good one last thing up until the end point, and then you're just like, I don't care anymore.
I hate to say it, but just from what I watched, EA won from the third parties. Because you had Anthem and you had.
Anthem was a tease, though.
I'm just saying, it's a tease. But we saw more of it later.
Yeah. I'm only focused on what was shown at the conference.
You had all of that gameplay from Star Wars.
Yeah.
So, and we got confirmed a story mode for Madden.
Mm-hmm. A Way Out.
Long shot.
No,
and then A Way Out, which looks amazing.
Yeah.
So, I have to give it to EA. Was there anything on Mario Party? No, nope. Carlina, there was nothing.
It'll probably be something they at least announce at a direct next year, and then it'll come out 2019.
Yeah. So.
But Ubisoft, I thoroughly enjoyed Ubisoft, and I'll have to say Ubisoft was my favorite out of those three. Just because
I can't pick them because
I know, but I'm just saying from what I watched, Ubisoft was my favorite just because Bethesda didn't show a lot that I cared about. EA was a dumpster fire to me, except for like a few. A Way Out and Battlefront 2 was like Need for Speed was cool. It just doesn't interest me, especially with all the action shots they did. Like the demo ruined the experience for me. Madden is cool, but I'm intrigued by the story mode. But sports games, you know what you're getting with those pretty much every year. They're trying to make them relevant and do different things with these story modes. But Ubisoft, I loved what I saw with Far Cry. Definitely like the new way they're taking Assassin's Creed. Just Dance, I'm glad they just stuck to like 30 seconds of that.
Yeah, it was very short.
Even with the awkward singer. Let me go. There's something else I'm forgetting. I know. Hold on.
The South Park stuff.
Yeah, South Park was cool. Skull and Bones.
Right,
Skull and Bones looked really cool. And then I'm glad they're supporting Steep. I'm glad they're not just saying, we wanted to make a action sport game and then not do anything with it. So they just had a lot more stuff that spoke to me. So Ubisoft definitely had the most impressive showing for me.
I would say Ubisoft, but I can't.
I know.
No, I say Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the first? What about the first? Like Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony. Who
Console
impressed?
parties.
Yeah.
Like Nintendo was good, but it was very, very short compared to the other two. Sony's was pretty short as well.
Yeah. It felt, and mulling it over, I loved pretty much almost every game they showed at their conference, but it almost felt like E3 2016 Part 2 because all you got was updates from the exclusives that we already saw last year.
Yeah. Microsoft, though, like, it felt like they were trying
To appeal to all kinds of markets.
Yeah, and I think they did a good job overall with it.
They showed the most games of anyone at the conference.
Yeah, they showed a ton of
Yeah.
games, and
It's almost like they were doing a new console launch.
yeah, and they revealed their new console, the Xbox One X, and gave a price, and it was a good conference.
It was.
But the ones that had the games that I cared the most about was PlayStation.
Yep,
Yeah,
same.
I agree.
PlayStation was the best out of all of them to me, out
I
of
agree
those
with
three.
that.
So,
Now, I know you're about to ask who won out of that.
it's hard when
It's
everyone
hard
is
to pick.
when everyone's just solid and there was no one standout conference.
Yeah.
It's hard to pick from not a sea of mediocrity, but just from a sea of same level.
Yeah, because you look at Xbox, they had Anthem. Like, love that. That was like
Still
Nice.
riding that Metro Exodus reveal that they did. That was
Yeah.
genius.
But it was one of the only oh crap moments
Yeah.
out of the whole conference, and then PlayStation had the second one, which was the
Spider-Man,
Yeah,
yeah.
Spider-Man, and then the Inpatient.
Yeah, that was the best VR game we saw.
Yeah, from VR.
So it's hard to pick.
Yeah.
And Cameron Pierce, has a question. What do you guys think about the price of the Xbox One X?
I mean, is it going to close? Is the price going to limit them from closing the gap in numbers compared to Sony? No, it won't. It definitely is limiting. It is definitely skewing people from the casual fans to the elite gamers. It's definitely going to speak to the Xbox elitists, pretty much. And I'm not saying that to be negative.
No,
I'm just saying
they're
like
elites because like they're elite
'Cause
controllers and they're
I'm-
Xbox 360 elites.
I'm a big Sony fan, but
Yes.
the Pro did not show me, mainly because I don't have a 4K TV, but the Pro did not show me a reason to buy it. So it's for the extreme people.
Yeah, and
sure.
the Xbox One X didn't make me want to buy it. Like, it didn't show me anything that I had to buy it for.
That wasn't already coming on PlayStation as well, or that you
Yeah.
can't wait to come on
Well,
PlayStation.
then I can't just plug into my regular Xbox.
Well, yeah, that's true
You
too.
know, so
Not
that-
yet. Supposedly, the rumor is that they're going to only start developing games on the new, like on the X, like that are only going to be running in 4K. But that's
That's going to be a long time away.
Yeah.
And I think that we won't see that divide for a very
no.
long time. And when we do see that divide, I see
it'll be about to be a new
Nintendo-
console.
Nintendo swooping in and doing really well because they're not going to introduce multiple SKUs on
Yeah.
their main console.
Yeah.
But
That's my biggest problem with it.
Yeah,
the
but-
$500 is a little too pricey for me.
it is. But all right, for what they're trying to do with that system, it does make sense. It could always be worse. I mean, PS3 was $600 at launch, so that
Yeah.
it could always be worse. But feeling like mulling it over, it is expensive. But it was also what the Xbox One originally came out as.
Yep.
And for what they're wanting the system to be, it just makes sense. $450 would have been the perfect price point to me.
Yeah.
Because it's not too expensive, but it's right there with the Pro as
Yeah.
for terms of price. So
Yeah. So, back to the question at
Mm-hmm.
hand.
who won?
What are the first parties won?
Or
Squeaks out a victory.
Devolver Digital. Good night.
There you
I'm
go.
kidding.
That's not a first party.
I know.
I know what you're about to do it again, are you?
Am I about to be the traitor card again?
Oh, God.
Nick, am I about to disappoint you?
He's not even watching right now. I don't think.
Oh, oops, I hit the mic.
No, he'll watch this later. Do I? PlayStation. To me.
PlayStation?
And it goes back to the fact that yes, it was pretty much part 2 of their 2016 conference, and we just saw updates from God of War Detroit, Spider-Man, and Days Gone, but they were all impressive. Like, I don't think not any one of those trailers didn't have my eye or have my full
Yeah.
attention watching it, and they definitely show why I'm more of a. They're all single player games. You know, Xbox focuses on the multiplayer interaction, and they had a lot of good multiplayer games. But you know, there wasn't a moment except for like some of the VR stuff that like 90% of the games shown at Sony's I'm all in on as far as like I'm going to probably get all of them at some point. Microsoft, like beginning and end, and somewhat of the middle. A lot of it intrigued me, but a lot of it's like console launch exclusive, which means it's going to be coming to PlayStation anyway later. And there was a lot of stuff that I just didn't care for, like Tacoma, Cuphead looked cool, but as far as like some of the smaller stuff, like last night, that new like space mining game that they showed like in the beginning.
Oh, the Danger.
Yeah, dwarves, all that.
Yeah, Danger Dark
Didn't really
Forest.
care for that one, but you know they had a lot of stuff I cared, but most of it I didn't care for. Sony had a lot more from like 90% of their stuff I cared for. So
Yeah.
even if
I
it
agree.
was reshown again,
Yeah. And I've got to agree with Carlina and Cameron. Spider-Man looked amazing. And
yes.
Cameron, tell me how that PS4 Pro is once you get it, man. Allie, who you pick?
Sony.
Sony?
Yeah, Microsoft, they had a lot of really cool games, and it was really cool to like just see content after content after content. And I also enjoy Nintendo's because I do love Nintendo as a company. I love their games, but
Nintendo, I say, would be number 2 for me, just because.
I was gonna say it'd be Sony, Nintendo, then Microsoft for me.
Really?
Yeah, but now I will say Nintendo and Microsoft were like neck and neck to me. Just because, again, it's the content of, because if we're looking at just based on what was shown at the conference, right? It was basically like a lot of what Nintendo showed I liked, like Xenoblade 2, maybe not so much. Fire Emblem Warriors, but you know, Yoshi, Kirby, Metroid Prime, you know, that spoke to me more than a lot of Microsoft. I don't want to say they showed a lot of crap in the middle, but they did show a lot of stuff. It was basically like reaffirming people like, hey, we still care about indies.
Yeah,
you know?
my thing with Nintendo and Microsoft, like the reason why Nintendo's kind of bumped up is that for me it was quality versus quantity.
Yeah.
Microsoft showed a ton of games. Some of them are cool, but of the fewer games that Nintendo showed, I was like, ooh, I like all of these. Maybe not Fire Emblem, just because I've never really played that, but I have a few friends who were super into Fire Emblem, so I can tell that was going to be a good game. In fact, I Snapchatted one of my friends, and she was like, "Oh my god, I'm so excited!"
Reading Ethan's comment, Sony won because I cared about the games.
Yep.
Plain and simple. And I liked it too. I like Nintendo too. The first time in a while where I actually was pretty excited for the most of what they showed.
I completely agree.
I agree.
Yeah,
And
I
I agree with Cameron as well. But all the presentations
Yeah,
were good
there
throughout.
wasn't, except EA.
To be
I'm about to say, EA was the worst out of all 6 of them.
They just stumbled in their presentation.
Yeah.
I
my
think.
thing is, it's like they try too hard, and by wanting to make it over the top, they fall through.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
There wasn't a really, there wasn't just a conference that was outright terrible. Because EA was the bottom one and they stumbled a lot.
Would you say Devolver?
Yeah, I was gonna
Digital
say,
wasn't terrible?
I'm counting the ones we actually watched and
Okay.
talked about. Devolver Digital, I think, was just a satire.
How about their PC and the drivers? All the drivers and the mouse and the mices and the
Supposedly it
keyboard.
wasn't 3 hours. Like IGN had a video, it was like only an hour, 45-minute conference. So thank goodness for that.
So
but-
for me, first party, I'm going to give it to Sony this year, but 1A, I like 1A is Xbox,
okay.
and then coming in second.
Yeah, all the conferences were good. They were all solid, like not terrible, not great, just solid. You know, something that you can just like shake your head and do you have smiles like, yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, all of them were good. I'm glad to be a gamer. I'm glad that we got to cover all of this. I'm excited for the upcoming year.
We finally made it. We finally made it through these 4 days.
So,
Jeez.
favorite games of the conference.
Ooh.
Favorite games of the conference.
Do we want to give one favorite for each one?
We can do 2 at most.
Okay.
2 at most. 2 from each conference.
This is okay. I'm gonna have to like remember which games were at
Okay.
which conference now.
Starting with EA.
EA, Battlefront 2, obviously.
Yeah.
My follow would be A Way Out.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I would put Anthem, but Anthem was showed
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
in depth later. I agree with that. Battlefront 2 and A Way Out.
Battlefront 2. There was another game that they announced at EA, and I cannot remember what it was. Yeah, can I see the list? It was. I remember like it was announced like shortly after A Way Out. If I
Way
remember
Out.
correctly.
No, it was the Anthem tease. That was
It
right. That was after
okay,
the.
okay, I'm thinking something else. Then. Yeah,
It wasn't NBA Live, Allie?
No, surprisingly,
Yeah,
it usually would be. No, yeah, Star Wars and Way Out.
Okay. Next up would be Xbox, and for me, it would be Anthem.
Oh yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Anthem is fighting at the moment for game of the show in my mind.
Yep.
And then after that, it's hard to pick for me.
Sea of Thieves.
No, I'm gonna go with Assassin's Creed Origin.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, that was shown that was shown.
Yep, those are my two. Anthem and Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Anthem, but I'll say Metro Exodus because I really like those games. Those are really
They look great.
they
No,
they
yeah, it looks
definitely
awesome.
are a breath of fresh air to the shooter genre to
Yeah.
me. So
Sony's gonna be the hard one.
yeah,
Yeah.
Well-
Okay, next up is
Oh, wait.
Bethesda.
yeah. Shadow of War was there too. That was a
Oh,
good.
yeah,
that
sure.
would be my runner up if I had to pick.
Yeah. I was more excited because I've seen Shadow of War games.
And they also had Life is Strange shown too.
Yeah.
So
I just need more of Life is Strange.
Yeah, same.
Bethesda, for me, didn't really do it that well, do that much.
Yeah, let me see what the
Legends, right?
Yeah, Legends. Dishonored, Death of the Outsider looked pretty cool. I would have to give one of those for that. And then Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
I would go with that. Wolfenstein 2.
I'm gonna say, Dishonored and Evil Within.
Yeah. Not
Love
the
horror games.
amiibo support for the Skyrim Switch.
That was
Oh
pretty cool.
no, you're right. Okay, yeah, I changed my mind. Amiibo Sport for Skyrim.
Like getting like the stuff from Zelda in Skyrim is going to be pretty cool.
I
Yeah.
love like it just because like it still looks like it should, but like it's like the nitty gritty Skyrim. Like I love it a lot.
I agree. And then next up is
Well, I gotta give mine, son.
Give yours?
Creation Club. Good night. I'm kidding. No, it'd be the last two they showed. Evil Within 2, really good take on the horror genre, and just what they showed is like it's more personal, more about his family background. So
It just looks so creepy. I love
I'm
it.
excited to get more about Sebastian as a character.
Wait, which conference had Transference?
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft. Okay, never mind.
Wolfenstein 2 as well. I like it a lot. I love the first one. Definitely. I hope they get rid of the archaic pickup system in this one, but the
Yeah.
fact that they're coming to America and they're involving the KKK as well, it's going to be really cool to look at from a story perspective. Like, will they, obviously they'll side with the Nazis, but will there be two different factions that you have to worry about?
yeah,
So-
it'll be interesting.
Yeah, before we move on. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do Cameron first. Cameron says Sony, Spider-Man, Microsoft, question mark, and Nintendo Mario Odyssey. And then Carlina asked, there was a new Dishonored? Yeah. Dishonored, it's going to be Dishonored 2 DLC called Dishonored.
Death of the Outsider.
Death of the
It's going to involve characters from like the first two.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Billy Lurk and
Dodd.
Dodd. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And then Bethesda, Wolfenstein 2, EA, Anthem, and Ubisoft Assassin's Creed Origins for Cameron. Good list.
Yeah.
So this is Ubisoft now.
Yep. So I'll go first. My two.
Far Cry 5.
Yeah, Far Cry 5, definitely. Far Cry 5. And I'll have to say Skull and Bones was my number two. Like, the multiplayer, while it didn't speak to me, I'm intrigued to learn more of the concept. So definitely Far Cry 5 and Skull and Bones for me.
All that I saw was Far Cry 5 and Beyond Good and Evil.
Well, you saw the steep expansion and the somewhat of the Starlink game.
I'm definitely not giving it to Steep.
Yeah, I know.
But I'll give it Far Cry 5 and Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, like I want to give it to Assassin's Creed. I know, like we already did it for Microsoft, but I'll do it again.
Doubling down.
Yeah, double down. And it's a tie between Far Cry and Transference. I was really intrigued by Transference.
Yeah.
Transference.
That VR
The
game with
Elijah
Elijah
Wood
Wood.
thing.
Oh, I didn't see that yet.
Yeah, it just I was really intrigued. I really want to learn more about it.
Actually, I changed mine to the Just Dance 2018. I'm kidding.
To the panda who dabbed going off
Oh my
stage.
gosh.
I was like,
Now, to the one that's going to be extremely hard to pick two from.
Well, do we want to
PS4.
skip to Nintendo first so we can give more time to think?
Yeah,
That's
we
fair.
can do
I like
that. We can do that. So for Nintendo's conference, I'm going to give it to Mario Odyssey because that looks really, really cool. And then I'm going to give it to. I'm not going to give it to Metroid Prime because we did not see.
Yeah.
anything
That's
from
fair.
Prime.
Same reason I didn't give it to Beyond Good and Evil 2.
I really liked the new stuff coming to Zelda, the DLC.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah, Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild. I'm really excited for the DLC for Breath of the
The
Wild.
Champion DLC is what I'm like.
Yeah, because
stoked
the
for.
entire time, like whenever you're going and collecting these memories, I was like, I wish there
More.
were more.
Yeah.
Like, I get, they had stuff to get through, and it was just mainly just to keep you on track of what happened between Link and Zelda. But I was like, I want to know more about everything that happened back then. So I think that's what this DLC is going to provide, and I'm very happy.
Yeah, I wonder who you play in that. Are you playing as Link still?
My guess is that you're still playing as Link, but you're going to get more information and flesh out and connect to the different memories that you unlocked in the main game.
Yeah.
Mine probably be the same. My runner up would be Rocket League, just because for two
a
reasons.
big
One,
one,
it's expected. It's it's one of those dumb moments, and two, I'm just happy that Nintendo people can finally experience this game too, because it is super fun.
Yeah, it is really
So,
good.
but yeah, same thing. Zelda DLC and Mario Odyssey. So
All right, on to
PlayStation 4.
I already know what one of mine is going to be, but I'll let you go ahead, Zach.
Allie, go ahead.
oh geez, no, you go first.
Okay. It's hard to pick here. Like,
Can we do
Detroit-
like a top 3 instead? Or you have to pick a top 2?
I mean, it would probably be a top 4 for me.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I don't know. There were
It's hard.
so many good ones.
It's hard. It's hard to pick. Spider-Man's definitely one of mine. Spider-Man
Yeah.
looked amazing. I cannot wait to play it. Detroit Become Human looks great as well,
Oh, God, that was at that conference.
but there's other ones that I liked as well. Days Gone looked really fun. It looks very interesting. God of War, there's so many good things in this. In that game that will never come out, Shadow of the Colossus looks pretty good as well. So Spider-Man,
Man, you're not going to give it to Star Child?
no. Spider-Man and that's hard. All right, I've given one. Y'all give one. I'm not gonna decide yet.
Of course, mine, as long as it's going to be shown at a conference, God of War. I mean, it's more of what I wanted. I got more of an action sequence, different action, because we didn't talk about it last night, but along with the shield, he's also beating up people with his bare fists too, and just
Yeah.
ripping them apart. So definitely, and then the World Serpent, what you said about like the significance behind that is huge. So, and I'm just glad that I'm getting a God of War on PS4.
I'm gonna say I really have it's like a top 3 or 4. It's let's see if I can narrow them down. I have Uncharted, The Impatient, Spider-Man, and Shadow of the Colossus. Because I think it looks amazing and it totally deserves the remastered.
And it'll come out next year.
No, it never will come out. Nick Owen says, "Sea of Thieves." He had so many exclamation marks.
I know.
I had to give that to him.
I will say this was the most impressive showing of Sea of Thieves I have seen yet, but especially after Skull and Bones reveal, I just think it'll be a dumpster fire. Like, I still think it's going to be just a mess of a game, to be honest with you.
Cameron says, "Pirates are making a comeback."
I know.
Except for that Pirates of the
Pirate-
Caribbean movie.
Pirates Ahoy 2018.
Yeah. It was the year of the bow shooters a few years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was Pirates.
Well, and then it was like the year of the
Space.
Stone Age a couple years too, like with Far Cry Primal and Horizon.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we have space, and now we're
Spies.
getting that. Okay, so are you doing 4 or you're narrowing down?
I want to see if I can narrow them down.
Okay. My next one. Let's just do 4 so this isn't as hard.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
God of War. God of War just looked freaking amazing.
It did look really cool. I can't necessarily pick it though, just because I've never played any of the other God of Wars, but I think it looked really cool, especially with the World Serpent at the end. That was a really awesome
Yeah.
thing. to see.
I was figuring that it was going to be like a fight, like you did.
Yeah, me too. I thought he was gonna run up and jump on his face and stab him.
Yeah. Stand
Spider-Man, definitely got to see like a lengthy gameplay demo,
Yeah.
and to close out the Sony conference, that was the cherry on top.
Yeah.
So, and just to see how much involved the environment is too was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. My next one, Days Gone.
Yes.
I cannot wait to get that one in my hands.
It looked really cool.
Same. That's the same thing for me. Days Gone. It was like 1A and 1B for number 2 between Days Gone and Spider-Man for me, just because, like there was another game anyway, but it wasn't just like a text slice, like show how many NPCs we can have on the screen. It was actually like an actual story demo that we got. Looked really cool, like all the tactical and the more like all like the different outcomes you can have was cool to see.
And then of course, Detroit Become Human.
Oh my god, that was okay. I'm gonna switch from Shadow of the Colossus to Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit Become Human looks amazing.
I don't know why I keep forgetting that was at this conference.
Like just the graphics and more choices than I think a Quantum Dream game has ever had.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be interesting to experience. Experience that world that is full of androids and everything, and you're leading this uprising.
Like, I've been waiting for this game ever since the Kara animated short came out. People were like, "Oh my gosh, I wish there was more to this. I wish there was a game about this." I've been wanting it ever since that. Like, I'm super excited.
It's our last one, right?
Yeah, this is your last one.
It's tough. I think I'm gonna give it to the Monster of the Deep Final Fantasy V. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Actually, I'm gonna go one that hasn't been talked about, and it's like God of War to me after this point, especially after beating it, that you can just show it and I'm instantly hooked. Horizon DLC, like it's coming, especially since it's coming this year. I'm assuming it might be October, November.
Yeah.
Any earlier than that, and I'll be worried but ecstatic. But just the fact that we're getting something more from Horizon in that world, especially with Aloy, just write me as intrigued.
Yeah.
So
Cameron says Days Gone seems like Daryl from The Walking Dead is on his own after Rick got everyone killed in his group. I agree.
Yeah.
It definitely feels like that. I'm curious to see like how your biker gang plays into this game. Like I'm curious to see how deep this game really is going to be. Because it looked good. That vertical slice that we saw at the conference looked amazing.
Yep.
So, yeah. Game of the show. Now we have all of these. We got to pick one. The one. The only.
The one, the only.
My number one, Troll 2. Good night.
There you go.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I guess you were
After today,
trolling.
Psych, I'm a guest. You can't fire me, son.
Oh!
I could never invite you back.
That's fair.
See how that works?
I'll break the walls down.
I mean, you know where he lives, so.
I know.
So, number one. Go.
I'm not going first. Allie, go.
Trying to think back on all the games. Part of me wants to say Assassin's Creed because I love that franchise. Yeah, like I'm so loyal to that franchise. I love it. Like I want to stick with them through, thick and thin. But I think I'm gonna have to give it to Anthem.
Anthem definitely was that first oh crap moment.
Yeah.
For me, it looks great. I can't wait to squad up with everybody.
But I have to iterate. Like it's like Assassin's Creed is like right there.
Yeah.
It's like a .000000001
One difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man was so good.
Spider-Man was also very good.
Derek, what's yours?
Anthem was up there for me, especially it was the big oh crap moment. It's BioWare. We know what we get most of the time from BioWare.
The story will be incredible.
However, I think the game's further out. I want to see more of it because I don't want it to be another MMO only type game. I am getting kind of sick of this online only crap.
I don't think it's online only because it shows them like by themselves and then the friends start coming in. So I think you get the option.
But I'm gonna go with my safe bet. My back to the well. I know what I'm getting for this. I know I'm going to not even. It's a day zero buy. That's how intrigued I am with it. God of War.
Yeah. Like I know I'm gonna get God of War, and I've seen it, and it looks great. But Spider-Man impressed me the most. Like, out of
That's
everything. Fair. So Spider-Man is
definitely in my top 5.
My game of the show. So, kind of sad about no Red Dead 2 or Last of Us 2. I'm kind of glad I didn't see any of it. Actually.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Red. Go ahead.
No. You're fine.
Red Dead I thought would be, just like I said, just my reasons the other night was it needs that little extra push because it's not GTA, but it's a Rockstar property that everyone loves. But the fact that Rockstar didn't show up just affirms that they do what they want. They live by their own rules.
Oh yeah.
Last of Us 2, I was kind of surprised, but also kind of glad because it's like, all right, you showed it. It's a thing. It's out in the wild. Just let it be until it's ready for more. It was surprised, but then again, they want the Naughty Dog focus should be Last of Us. No, not Last of Us. Uncharted Lost Legacy. That was the focus for this year.
Yeah.
And what it needs to be that because it's coming out.
Yeah.
So, but I would have loved it if they would have showed it. But I'm also glad that they didn't show anything.
My thing was just like I was not surprised at all about Last of Us 2 not showing up. I was a little surprised about Red Dead not showing up. Like just like a small little thing, kind of like just to get people hyped. Not even like a teaser really. Just like a hey guys, it's here, cool, later. Just to like build up more hype. So yeah, it was sad, but in the end, it is what it is.
It is what it is. So there you have it, guys. E3 2017. Our coverage is in the books.
We can breathe.
And thankfully, you've been here to watch it and witness it and see the rise.
Of greatness in the making.
Yes. Carlton says Sony, God of War and Spider-Man, Xbox, Assassin's Creed Origins, and Detroit.
Nope.
Detroit was not at Xbox.
Detroit was Sony, right?
Yeah, Detroit's Sony exclusive.
Yeah. And then Nintendo, Mario, and Pokemon.
That's fair.
I like it.
Yeah, the tease of a Pokemon RPG, that was cool to hear,
That was
too.
cool looking, yeah.
So, thank you for joining us on our journey through E3 2017. It's been fun.
It's been a ride.
Yeah.
Yes, it has. And I appreciate it. Derek, thank you for coming on, man.
Thank you for having me,
Yeah.
especially after my antics from last year. I'll keep bringing that up.
Yeah.
So,
But-
I've redeemed myself.
You did well. It was fun.
Yes.
You came prepared. You did all this research.
I'm
and
still
you
lost.
No, I wasn't even going there. You guided us through. And
Yeah.
you did a really good job.
Yes,
of it.
it did.
I
Especially
appreciate
for 45-minute to an hour showing for each one. It was tight, but we kept it in that window. So,
it. Tight and right.
So, yep. This is my favorite time of year, and the fact that I was on last year, we kind of went off the cuff with what we knew, but we still made it intriguing. But I wanted to make it more official and better than last year.
Yeah.
So,
Always.
Oh
getting
yeah,
better.
always. There's always room for improvement.
Just like your score.
oh no, just wait for next year. There's going to be definitely more rules and regulations next year.
Ah, man, I'm not going to agree to that.
Doesn't matter what you agree to. If it's my game, my rules, sucker.
You know what? That's fair. It's totally fair.
So, what was your pointage?
5.5.
Okay.
Because I got my sweet Jesus moment right.
Cameron, we do have a YouTube channel. We have two, actually. We have Nerd Cave Gaming, youtube.com/nerdcavegaming, which see all our gaming content on. And then we have our other channel, which is Nerd Cave Network, youtube.com/nerdcave network, which we cover all the pop culture news that you need to know. So if you want to go check those out, I appreciate it, Cameron. And you can like the Facebook page that you're currently on and get all of that as well. But the YouTube channels get updated a lot more than the Facebooks.
Especially recently.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you. Allie, thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
Or Robbie, whichever one
I know.
you recall.
Whichever one you want to associate by.
I
The ever-rotating third chair.
plot twist. We're actually. Have you ever seen us in the same room at the same time? No, you haven't. We're the same person.
We've heard you at the same time.
I'm doing like the camera.
Robbie's just doing a ventriloquist act.
Yeah,
It's
he's just
okay.
throwing his voice to the.
It's really,
the
I mean, the thing is,
mic
like, it's we added it in post. Like it's. If people don't know, Nerd Cave is all scripted. All this has been totally scripted. I'm sorry to look behind the curtain.
the kayfabe is gone, everyone. The kayfabe is gone.
So like you guys know what what I'm gonna say. So, but so then we just Robbie he just quiet. He's quiet for a little bit, and then in post we voice over. So it's like we know what you just said, even though you guys didn't really hear it.
Yeah.
It's movie magic, people.
Yes,
Movie
It
magic.
is. I had to explain to my band what kayfabe was the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it make you feel old?
Yeah, because kayfabe's dead.
Yeah.
So, there it is. It's been a pleasure. Thank all of y'all for coming by and enjoying this. We'll catch you next time. This has been Zach.
Derek.
And Allie.
Have a week. Oh, no,
It
we're not
was
live. No, we're still live.
Oh,
Hello.
no.
Just kidding.
Yeah, we're still live
Hey.
because I hit the wrong button.
I'm really. I'm really glad because I was about to be like, oh,
Nope.
I'm so tired.
No, what are we doing? I don't know.
What is going on? What is this?
I'm trying to click the thing. See, this is what it's all about, guys.
We'll do it live.
Do it alive.
Yep. So this is
We're all professionals here. Derek,
Yeah,